Poverty is hunger.
Poverty is lack of shelter.
Poverty is being sick and not able to see a doctor.
Poverty is not having access to school and not knowing how to read.
Poverty is not a job, it's fear for the future one day at a time.
Poverty has many faces, changing from place to place and across time, and has been described in many ways.
Poverty is a situation people want to escape.
Having poverty is unfair, unethical, and dangerous. The Philippines should abolish poverty because its people deserve to be free of it.
Poverty in the Philippines is one of the most serious problems that the government must deal with it. In relation to its nature, poverty in the Philippines arose from the rapid population growth in the country.
Poverty causes many Filipinos to not pursue their education. Others seem to be connected of their lives. As for many parents cannot afford to send their children to school because of their financial problem.
Poverty and crime have a very intimate relationship that has been described by experts from all fields, from sociologists and economists.
Poverty means the storage of money for arranging even the perfect 2 times meal and have a healthy, nutritious diet.
These days, people suffering poverty with a spreading virus, which leads to poor family into hunger.
And the only hope for the poor family is the government's relief goods financial assistance.
The Philippines has fairly high poverty rate with more than 16% of the population living below the poverty line. Because of many people reliant on agriculture for an income and inequality in wealth distribution, about 17.6 million Filipinos struggle to afford necessities. From 2015 to 2020, the rate of poverty declined from 21.6% to 16.6%. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte aims to reduce the rate of the poverty to 14% by 2022.
From the virus with pneumonia-like symptoms.
Human-to-human transmission.
Very serious public health threat. The number of known infections has risen sharply. 4,500 cases.
1,000 people have died in the past 24 hours. There are more than 1.7 million cases of COVID-19 around the world.
Number of families experiencing poverty arise when COVID-19 pandemic happens. Working from home is not an option for all workers, as in the case of jeepney drivers and service workers. Poor people inordinately bear the brunt of economic shocks brought by this pandemic. Many informal micro, small scale, and even up medium scale enterprises will take the hit as compared to the larger and more established businesses. Hoarding of essential goods such as soap, alcohol, and basic food items only raises market prices and creates access barriers. Stocking up on food and medicines is impossible for those without irregular incomes, savings, and unbanked, or those without access to financial services. So, poverty is a call to action for the poor and the wealthy alike, a call to change the world so that many more may have enough to eat, adequate shelter, access to education and health, protection from violence, and a voice in what happens in their communities. Your dignity is tied to every human being on earth. Millions of us struggle to survive. Human image has diminished. We're so many of us still hungry. Human potential is sophisticated. Poverty has many forms, but no borders. To become fully human, we must free also termini of poverty and from the grief of hunger everywhere. As we end poverty, true prosperity begins. As we end hunger, we all stop to flourish. We have the ability, means, and capacity to create a world where all humans have dignity and our potential is full.